Already, everybody watching at home right now, hot off the press, we officially have our Caribbean tropical player tagged by the National Hurricane Center. Let's get you over to the latest advisory right now. This is courtesy of the 2 p.m. outlook brought to us by National Hurricane Center. We've got that classic yellow blip, the yellow formation zone that extends just from the south of Puerto Rico, south of Hispaniola, into the central and southern Caribbean, with that trademark 0% chance of development over the next 2 days, 20% chance over the next 7 days. This is going to take a while. If you look at the graphic here, the tropical wave in question right now, the suspect area, is still back over the main development region, the central tropical Atlantic, highlighted there by that yellow circle. The arrow generally shows where it is expected to track. We are about 90 to 95% certain this will take a path towards the Lesser Antilles, favoring the southern half of that island chain, the windward portion of those islands, before entering the eastern Caribbean, where a little bit of northerly wind shear could kind of disrupt the flow around it. And then as it gets south of Hispaniola, especially closer to the islands of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, somewhere between those longitudinal points, Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, is where models are generally agreeing we could see development of this system. I also want to show you this. I had this graphic pulled up a couple days ago. I'm going to reuse it once again, and I've moved the clock forward to Friday. This is tomorrow. If you notice, we've got dominant subtropical high pressure out there being bullied into the southeast corner of the northern hemisphere Atlantic Ocean. It's going to be right up against the northwest corner of the African continent, and that's what's going to direct this tropical wave generally westward towards the windward islands of the easternmost Caribbean. And then I also have the National Hurricane Center outlook superimposed, because that's where it gets a little tricky. That's where we'll have to watch very closely what happens with our steering, because our models do get a little wonky once it does get into the Caribbean. Right now, development does seem probable. We will probably see those development chances go up as we spend about the next 5 to 7 days with this system getting into the Caribbean Sea. But notice these very healthy troughs extending down off the eastern United States over the western and central Atlantic. That's where we come to a bit of a trifold in the pattern. Some of our computer models and their ensembles think it could do something like this. Other ensembles, dare I say, suggest it could go up kind of like this. And then our third possible solution is it moving into Central America, kind of like what Tropical Storm Sarah did last hurricane season, where it meandered off the coast of Nicaragua, Honduras, and then crashed ashore over Belize, never to be seen or heard of again. So that's kind of where we stand right now. We've got a lot of time to dissect this. The trends, once again, from all of our long-range models do suggest this will likely develop. Next name on the list will be Tropical Storm Melissa. We are now to the M-named storm now that Lorenzo was discontinued by the National Hurricane Center. And you can see here, looking at our latest probabilities, they have really ticked up, especially on approach for the Lesser Antilles. And as we continue through time, notice that we stay steady on that westward course into the central Caribbean, and that's where this thing could possibly marinate as we get into the end of next week. So to put it into perspective, today is Thursday, October 16th. It looks like we could finally be within range for some really substantial organization as we get to this point next week. So we are just within that 7-day window. It would highly behoove you, I encourage you, check back with us here at News 6 and the Weather Center for your recurring tropical weather updates, because like I emphasize to all of my viewers, you take a tropical system, put it in the Atlantic, it's got a lot of room for it to run in a straight line and not touch a thing. You put a tropical system in the Caribbean or the Gulf, in this case it's the Caribbean, a landlocked body of water, somebody is likely to receive the impact.